Today I want to highlight how one of the hard mode rules changed my gameplay entirely. I'm talking about using the custom design app to make all of my own designs for wearing and for decorating on Ivy Glade. Here's the thing. I love code shopping. Hard mode though, no code shopping, not allowed. But for this playthrough, I've shifted the idea of going code shopping to going on a search for code inspiration, and honestly, anything to take away the pain of learning a new skill. Anything that I reference or talk about will be in the description and listed on the video. Like y'all saw in my hard mode video, making pro designs was happening from the beginning. It's only in the last couple weeks that I've really dove into making designs specifically for pathing on my island. I think there's a few schools of thought here. Using custom codes for pretty much every pathway, or using the in-game pathing. Then there's using a combination of both, which is where I would place myself. Going into hard mode, here's what I already knew about custom designs. Number one, Pinterest has a lot of codes to look at. A lot of creators, a lot of just really good everything. It's where you can go shopping, whether for the codes themselves or for the inspiration. Number two, there's a difference between designs that do and don't have at least one pixel that's transparent when placed on top of in-game pathing. So to illustrate this point, here's a custom design over an in-game path with no transparent pixels in it. And here's one where it's placed over in-game pathing, but it does have at least one transparent pixel. See what I mean? Number three, the path is a staple and all the cool kids are using it. Number four, designs look different depending on the season in-game. With hard mode, I'm designing with the goal of finishing sometime in the next few months, so early to midsummer, and so when I make pathing, I'm kind of envisioning what the grass will look like then. So here's the thing. I have a Pinterest board for this island theme. The problem though is that it's been absolutely taken over by my new form of code shopping. Even if it's nothing like my theme, like see this post? You better believe if it shows the design down to the actual pixels, I'm gonna pin it. But this isn't really about Pinterest so much as it's about gathering helpful resources. See, I can look at a post like this and make out how they made the design. But this takes the foundational guesswork out. As much as I've been looking for inspiration, I've also been looking for anything that resembles a tutorial or something to follow along with. So the first thing I ever tried to copy and really follow along with was this post, which is called Flower Border, and it was pinned by Surf's Up, who we will come back to. I will say a lot of my method has come in the form of, can I copy your homework? And a little bit of a, sure, just change it up a little. So for example, one of the bigger designs that I did at first was a brick path. And so I used this particular inspiration pin, right? And then I used this tutorial for a path edge. And that was intended for a little bit different of a look, but I used it on my brick path to create a clean, good, foundational, path. Again, still going for that botanical, dark academia. I want it to be really crisp and kind of cool looking in that way. Now for the path, I came back to Surf's Up, who just has a whole Pinterest board of tutorials for codes. And I just kind of followed along with that. And it really helped me see best how to place the shading. And the other thing too is once I kind of got the middle and some of the other edges, I kind of was able to go from there and make my own. And I didn't really want a super broken down path. And I also went a little bit more purple with my path. I also included another link below to a different kind of tutorial for the path. But yeah, when it came to making the dirt path for Ivy Glade, I went a little darker and more purpley. The thing is, I don't plan on using it extensively, but I still wanted to challenge myself to make it in the spirit of what hard mode stands for. Okay, but this, see this? I am actually obsessed with this concept. Technically, you can do this without custom codes. There's no need. But you'll see what I'm talking about when you see it on Ivy Glade. But like, what a cool way to do a diagonal / curved path with just the in-game pathing. That's so good. But remember that brick path I made? Listen, let me put you on something. So I did the diagonal pathing with 2 in-game stone paths, and then I placed a custom path over it, one with at least 1 transparent pixel. And pro tip, if you have Happy Home Paradise, you can practice pathing and see what your designs look like there, because it's so much faster than placing it tile by tile by hand on your main island. Again, I am obsessed. In this whole process, I've learned a few things. Number 1, you can swap around your designs in the Custom Designs app. And you can also copy designs that you've made. So just talking about that, copying a design that you've made will keep the color palettes that you put together for it, and it's really helpful for overall designs when you're using multiple slots. And this may have been common knowledge already, but now that we all know this here, this is your sign to take some time and organize your Custom Designs app. Number 2, colors matter. They matter so much, especially with how the pixels blend once you place them in the game. Number 3, you can fill in the whole square. See the fill bucket? The other one, just a little bit lower. There's literally no need to go through and draw over those dumb pink guidelines. Absolutely life-changing. Number 4, you don't necessarily need to use a Animal Crossing New Horizon specific reference when it comes to pixel art. Like, I've also looked into things such as simple cross-stitch patterns. This worked especially well when it came to making my flag for Ivy Glade, and this is the pin that inspired it. Now, I'd like to think that I'm getting better because I made this code just by studying this inspo picture that I have for my island entrance. Like, I didn't even have to go down to the pixels. I just spent a lot of time like looking very closely at like the finished design. Yet, here's a tough pill to swallow. Let's say you don't like the path you designed. You just spent so much time working on it and placing it down and testing it, but you just don't like it. Bestie, you don't have to keep it. That's the pill. And I had to take that. I made a path, right? The path, but out of rocks. And every time I see it, I just dislike it more and more. Basically, I copied the middle piece and then I winged the rest of the edges. And I'm just not feeling it as much as I'm feeling the diagonal in-game / custom brick pathing that I've started using most recently. And the same thing applies to pro designs. There's been a few times where I've made a top to wear for the next week of hard mode and completely scrapped it, especially knowing that I would be stuck with it for, the next 7 days. Speaking of pro designs, here are some designs I've took inspiration from throughout the last few weeks for my outfits. This was probably my favorite one, with the little overalls that I did with like a really dark green. It just felt very like classy looking. I felt very like cute all week. The next one is my Valentine's Day hoodie. And then I did a combination of these two where I made an overall dress again, but then I used the flowers from this other one to put on the back, like they're like tucked into the overalls. Very fun. And because of this, and just like the practice I've gotten over the last like almost 2 months of hard mode, I genuinely look forward to making my new pro design outfit of the week. There's something about this new layer of effort that I've had to put into my island designing / gameplay that has me not only really proud of what I've done so far, but I'm so excited for how more of it will play out and come together. In the end, I hope that this has been helpful. I'm all about a little bit of a vlog / video essay vibe, so let me know if you like this format. Again, the designs and creators I've mentioned are in the description down below, and if you're playing hard mode, let me know what you've been working on and where you go to for inspiration. I've been Atlas. This is the beautiful hard mode island of Ivy Glade, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.